Hey guys, I wanted to tell you this semester we're going to be studying the Bible. We're going to be studying the book of 1 Samuel, one of my favorites in the whole Bible. And we'll be studying certain stories and certain chapters out of it, and we'll use these videos as a way to sort of fill in the gaps. We'll be starting with Samuel chapter 3 tonight, and so I wanted to tell you what went down in chapters 1 and 2. There was this guy a real long time ago who had 2 wives, and the one wife was named Hannah. And I know it sounds kind of weird for a guy to have 2 wives. Like, how do you do that? I mean, one wife would probably give him a hard enough time. He probably had to have 2 houses. Like, one wife lived somewhere, and then this other wife lived in another place. She's sort of the other woman also, Hannah, because the other woman has like a ton of kids, and she doesn't have any. And so when this dude is tired with all the kids, and he goes over and he sees this woman. And that's not good now. So if you know somebody who's doing that, that's bad. You might want to tell your mom. But back in the day, that was okay. It was sort of a cultural thing. And Hannah was her name, and she was really bummed that she didn't have any kids. And she went to God one day at the temple, and she was pleading like crazy to for God to give her a son. And she gets down on her knees, it says, and she was pleading, "Lord, please, I would love a son. Please give me a son." But she doesn't say anything with her mouth. She's praying in her heart is what it says, right? And so she's down there, and her lips are moving, but no sound's coming out. And so she's like, and the dude who runs the temple, Eli, he's the high priest, he sees her and he's like, "Who's letting the drunk ladies in? We've got a wino over here, and she's got to get kicked out of the house of the Lord." And so he goes over to like bust a cap in her. And he says, "Listen, you drunk lady, what are you doing? Put away your booze and get out of the house of the Lord." And she says, "No, Eli, listen, this is what's going on. I'm so anguished and I'm praying before the Lord. I'm not drunk. I didn't have any wine or even any beer this morning." And so Eli's like, "Oh, my bad. Totally blew that one." "So I'm going to bless you. Whatever you were praying for is going to come true. And you can count on it." So she's totally pumped. She goes home. Her husband gets all fed up with the other woman and all the kids, comes by, visits her. 9 months later, she's got a kid. She names him Samuel. And she takes Samuel and presents Samuel to the high priest as an offering to God. She said, "Lord, I asked for a son, and since you gave me a son, I'm going to give him back to you as an offering to you." So Samuel grows up in the temple and at the high priest. And he's there, and the high priest has 2 sons, Phinehas and Hophni. And these 2 guys, these are some bad dudes. Not cool, right? They're evil, and they go and they steal people's sacrifices, and they steal all their food, and they sleep with the women who are attending at the temple. Like, these are offenses that God says you need to be murdered for. These guys are in big trouble, and God gets so angry. He sends a prophet to Eli, their dad, and he says, "Listen, Eli, you better straighten out these kids, or I'm going to kill them both on the same day. And then I'm going to kill you, because I'm not really happy with the way they're treating my temple. They're making a mockery out of my sacrifices." And God, when he speaks these sort of things, he never really only says it once. Oftentimes he'll send multiple prophets to say the same message. And so this one prophet comes to Eli and tells Eli, "Your sons are going to die, dude." And then the next day, everybody's sleeping, and that's where our chapter picks up. And that's what we're going to study tonight. So Eli has just heard from the prophet that his sons are going to die and that they're evil and that he's in big trouble for not disciplining them. And Samuel's at the temple, and he's sort of a page boy there. And this is where we're at. And so tonight we're going to find out what happens. And it's going to be really great, and I hope you guys love it. See you later. Bye.